Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we've got a little bit of a different one. We're going to actually be facing off Erling Haaland versus Darwin Nunes and see who is the better player after 10 years. So, you know, towards the later end of their careers, we're going to compare and see how they do. If you guys do enjoy these type of videos, it's just nice to switch it up from the usual tactics and rebuilds, then please do leave a like on this video. Be sure to comment on any other future player battles you want to see, and please do subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow. It's completely free to do so, and also it just helps the videos get found as well. But let's go and have a little look at Erling Haaland first and see how he's got on in 10 years. So this is going to be Erling Haaland at the age of 30. Now, obviously, Erling Haaland come from Borussia Dortmund for quite a reasonable fee, but it would have been, he is probably the best striker you could have got in the market, to be honest. And so far, he's done pretty well, if we're being honest. Obviously, his first couple of games, he did get a little bit of stick because he seems a little bit off it. But he has literally just moved from club to club. So the first couple of games are always going to be tricky. But he's got a few goals under his belt now already. So you can't really give the guy too much stick. In terms of his attributes, I mean, they're absolutely ridiculous. Obviously, you can see here, legendary striker under the media description. His finishing sitting at 18. First touch, 16. Free kick taken even very high there. Good penalties, which should be pretty expected. Good technique, good vision, good off the ball, good flair, good determination, great composure, and also very, very quick. And also his height is very, very key in here because obviously he's very, very tall, and also everything else about him is completely, just absolutely incredible. If we go and have a little look at him then, so if we go into going to be some of the contract info, we'll do this just because it's quite interesting to see what they're on now. So by the looks of it, he's actually still at Manchester City. Obviously, we can see this here. He's on 450 grand a week, which isn't too bad considering that's probably what Casemiro is going to be on at Manchester United, which put things in perspective a little bit. Medical report, can we see a little bit here? We can see a little bit of, you know, a few of his injuries. He's had a few. Any severe long ones? Couple weeks there. Has there been any real 3 weeks with a twisted ankle? 3 weeks with a fractured wrist. 5 weeks with a broken collarbone. 4 with a twisted ankle. These are just days, 2 weeks. Any real months out? No, he seems to be. He's had a few spell. Another one here with a virus for 5 weeks. That's very interesting. But to be honest, he hasn't been too badly done by injuries, if we're being honest. And now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go and see exactly how many goals he has scored inside of 10 seasons. So to do that, for anyone that wants to do this sort of, you know, maybe test it for yourselves, just go into career stats here, and we're going to have a look from this season going up. So you obviously got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So starting from this season. So in his first actual season we're going to be testing from, we're going to have 27 goals coming from him in the first season, which is quite impressive, as well as 4 assists. The following season, 28 goals, so 1 more and an extra assist as well. A little bit of a fall off here in terms of goals. I say fall off, is still reasonably quite good. 35 games played with 18 goals and 4 assists. 14 goals and 4 assists here from him as well with Manchester City, and another 14 here and 2 assists. He then picks it up quite a bit in this season, which is the 2028 to 29 season, scoring 20 goals and 2 assists there, and then drops off a little bit with 17 goals and 9 assists, so contributing a lot more in the assist category here for Manchester City. And then the last season that we tested with him is going to be 13 goals and 4 assists, dropping quite, on average, quite a high 7 match rating, so reasonably good. To be honest, I thought we probably would have seen possibly at least 1 30-goal season, but we haven't. Obviously, this is going to be purely in the Premier League we're going to be looking at, because that's where the real battle is at the end of the day. Obviously, we are also going to look down here at his total goals and everything in a moment. But we can see, obviously, when we do that, it's going to take all of these teams into account as we go along. But overall, I'd say he's had quite a decent career in the Premier League. Definitely not lived up to his hype in the game, that is. I don't want to get that confused with real life. I feel like we haven't even seen, you know, from this point onwards, we didn't even really see a medium, like 22, 23 plus goal season, which I thought we would done with Erling Haaland, especially with Manchester City's team, which I imagine is absolutely outrageous. So if we have a little look then, so his entire career, he has ended up playing 467 games, scoring 282 goals and 44 assists, getting 39 Player of the Match awards, and dropping an average of 7.57. So overall, it's not horrific, but I did think he might do a little bit better. I was expecting that ratio to possibly be 460, I'd say, to 350 maybe, just because purely what you see from him at Dortmund was absolutely ridiculous. And I thought he was going to take it in. You can see in this season here, this is going to be the season, obviously, before he got his move to Manchester City. He actually nearly scored the same amount of goals as he did play, which is very, very unheard of when it comes to football. Obviously, you know, originating from Salzburg, which is now where Sesko has gone from to Leipzig. So they do produce some very good strikers, Salzburg. So fair play to them. But overall, like I said, it's not horrific, but definitely I would expect possibly a little bit better. And if we look at this Manchester City team, because we have to now, who has he been playing around with? Xavi as the manager, tactics, senior squad. So, okay, so possibly this is why then, because he is actually going to be on the bench with Vlahovic up top. A bunch of regens, obviously, we are 10 seasons in now. So that could explain a little bit about why you know, maybe he wasn't playing as many starts. These are obviously just appearances, but it's not horrific. But I do think Nunez could probably manage to match it, if not top it, depending if he stayed at Liverpool. I hope he stayed at Liverpool for a few seasons. I know on this game, he's not as highly rated as Haaland, so I just hope Liverpool didn't decide to sell him right off the bat, because that would be a bit of a shame, and I don't know where he'd end up. Before we do go in, though, and look at Nunez's stats, please do leave a like on this video. Please do comment as well any other future player battles you want to see. And please do subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow. It helps more than you can even imagine. And if you guys do want to go the extra mile and, you know, stay in touch with me over social medias, my Twitter and Instagram can be found in the bio. But if you just want to listen now, it is JoshDaly, but instead of the A, it's an X in the surname. I pretty much follow all of you guys back. It's really good to speak to you. I've had quite a few people hit me up on Instagram, sending me tactics, etc. they want testing, and I'm more than happy to do so. But let's go over and see how Nunez done. So then, this is going to be Nunez, and yep, Liverpool fans, it didn't work out, unfortunately. Obviously, Nunez coming from Benfica for, again, a reasonably hefty sum, a very good signing. I feel like Liverpool had to make this signing, because when City get Haaland, the next best player that was actually available would have been this guy, and he is a good player, but unfortunately, it looks like he has been passed on in this save. Obviously 2 years older than Haaland as well. Attributes not as good as Haaland's. I think we can pretty much say that right from the rip. So he hasn't developed into as good a player, unfortunately. Still though, very good finishing on him. 14 finishing. Penalty taken's pretty good. Technique's good. Good work rate. Good vision. Good off the ball. I think even better than Haaland off the ball, possibly. Good determination. Good bravery. Good aggression. Obviously, some of these statistics we can't see the bang-on stat, but we get a rough idea. Again, he has turned into quite a good striker, but definitely not the striker which he could become, and what I will think he will become under Jurgen Klopp. But yeah, it's a little bit disappointing to see him obviously moved on. Again, maybe this is just a recent move. He could have been at Liverpool for probably 6-7 years. But let's have a little look then at his current contract. He's only on £77,000 a week. I say that like it's not a lot, but for him, I thought that would be a lot more. So obviously, possibly not guaranteed first team at Juventus either. This could be quite worrying for him. How has he been in terms of injuries then? Any long ones? 6 weeks with a fractured lower arm. 2 weeks with knee ligaments. Days. 4 weeks with twisted ankle. 5 weeks with sprained knee ligaments. So there's quite a bit of an issue with his knees, to be fair. But he's not had as many injuries as Haaland. So I can't even use that, or he can't use that as an excuse. So now we are going to find out what has happened with him. And this could be ugly. Wow, he's been everywhere. This is not what you wanted. Not what you wanted at all, really, in terms of, yeah, not what you wanted at all. Really not what you wanted. You're seeing here, by the way, look at this. You're seeing some seasons here where, yeah, this has not been great for him, unfortunately, at all. So we're going to start from this season. Obviously, he moves from Liverpool to Atletico Madrid for only £19 million. So Liverpool making a big loss on him there. When he was there, he played 31 games, probably come on as a sub potentially. 15 goals, 2 assists, a 6.19 match rating. Not a bad season considering it's his first one. It then goes on and it gets really, really bad. I mean, you're talking the following season, 13 appearances, 3 goals, 1 assist. The next season, he plays 1 game, which could even be coming off the bench. Absolutely abysmal. He then somehow, after that season, gets a £72 million to Germany, to obviously to FC Bayern, where he only ends up playing 4 games and scoring no goals, contributing no assists. And, you know, it's really, really rough. He then pushes on into the next season, which is going to be the 2025 season. Still at FC Bayern, obviously, I imagine still at Lewandowski, playing 16 games, could be off the bench, 3 goals there, dropping a 7.03. He then goes on the move again to Real Madrid, from Atletico to Bayern to Real Madrid for 45 million, where he plays 21 games, only scores 7 and only contributes with 2 assists. He then has another season. There's 2 seasons here and here where his career has just been wasted, to be honest. And here he plays 1 game, probably come off the bench. He contributes nothing, not even enough to give him an average match rating. So he's really not had a good spell in his career on this save. He then goes on a loan move to Juventus, which did become permanent by the looks of it, for £47 million. And he played 25 games, 10 goals, 2 assists, 7.27 match rating. He then actually signs, as I did say, for 47 million, 23 goals, 23 games, 10 goals, 0 assists, 2 player of the matches. And in the last season, we tested him under 18 appearances, 6 goals, 2 assists, and 1 player of the match. Now, I think that is honestly horrific for him. We're not even talking a season in his actual career where we have seen him score more than 20 goals, which is really not good. Obviously, a couple of seasons there, he probably wasn't getting played. Possibly some of these teams weren't the best moves for him because they had better players at the current time, and he's probably coming off the bench, but that's really not good. And obviously, you can see down here, not played as many games as Haaland, because obviously he didn't play hardly at all in quite a few of these seasons. 238 games played, 85 goals, only 9 assists, 4 player of the matches, and a 7.2 match rate. And now, I think there's a clear winner. If we're being honest, I think there's a clear winner, and that clear winner is going to be Erling Haaland. Obviously, it's not even close, so there's no point in getting a side-by-side comparison. Genuinely an absolute thumping from Haaland there. You can actually see the total amount here, 212 million that has been spent on Nunez over his career. And if we just look at them stats and we go back and we're going to have a little double take at Erling Haaland, who obviously has really blown up in this career, and only a total of, where is this coming in here? 24. I thought Man City paid an absolute fortune for him. Am I dreaming? Possibly dreaming. But yeah, you look at this down here, and Haaland didn't even have too many seasons with over 20 goals, but he did have a couple, and that's all that matters to really boost that goal number up. So Haaland on this experiment has come out clear, and it's not even close. But let me know in the comments, who do you think is going to be the better striker in, let's say, this season? Who do you think is going to score more goals? Who do you think is going to be the best player overall at their time at the club? So do you think that Haaland's going to be a lot better than Nunez in real life? Because Nunez is a good player. Let's not get it twisted. It is genuinely up for debate, and I think a lot of people will debate this. For me, I honestly don't know. I think they're both good players, fantastic players, but it is going to be quite interesting to see how each player fits into each other's systems. So obviously, Klopp plays with sort of like a pressing forward. Nunez might not be that, and obviously Pep's used to not playing with a striker, so he is used to sort of adapting around that as well. But if you guys have enjoyed this video, you like how these experiments sort of line up, you like these player battles, then please do leave a like. That tells me that you are enjoying the content. The last thing I want to do is be uploading content that you guys don't enjoy, because that is the last thing I want to do. I know you guys enjoy the tactic videos, you enjoy the rebuilds, but it is nice to keep the channel fresh if we upload a little bit of different content now and then. There is going to be a Q&A also coming out, which is going to be hopefully next week, as long as we get enough questions. So if you guys do have a question you want to ask me, that can be football related, non-football related, please do leave a comment below. I need some questions. We've got quite a few, but we're still probably looking for about 5 to 10 more. But that is going to be it for today, guys. Hope you have enjoyed. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.